Good day. Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture Jeeps Intelligence Brief for May 13th, 2026. All right, grant and research portfolio managers, we need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. The GPS Portfolio Realignment Review cohort closes after this brief. 1,000 fresh solicitations. Pursued Portfolio Realignment. That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS 100 at the-icon.ai/capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 1,000 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov. 3632 legislative signals, 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies, 22 C-SPAN captures, and all of that is happening while market BCL is 0% with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. In the past 168 hours, the opportunity flow has been robust, with 1,000 entries hitting the board. Yet, the capture ticker tells us a more nuanced story. The top postings, like the pending proposal from Blueprint Medicines and the Spec Ops Medical Supply Award, underscore a critical point. Accessibility doesn't always correlate with volume. While the numbers may seem promising, it's essential for managers to gauge how these opportunities align with strategic fits, especially when dollar amounts remain undisclosed. Consider the BCL percentage sitting at 0. This suggests a smooth flow of opportunities without backlogged contract liabilities. A clear pathway like this can be enticing, but it also calls for scrutiny. Managers who read this tape know that pure volume without fiscal detail might mask underlying complexities, such as proposal competitiveness or execution risks. The absence of CR drag, those continuing resolutions that can temporarily freeze new spending, means we're in a period where the legislative momentum is pushing forward without obstruction. However, with 3,732 legislative items in play, the real question is how these policies will reshape demand conditions. The capture terminal is indispensable for assessing which legislative shifts might unlock new funding avenues or recalibrate existing ones. Secondary signals provide a layered understanding of the current landscape. The absence of terrain holes indicates a stable policy environment, which can be both a comfort and a caution. For managers, this stability suggests fewer surprise disruptions, but it may also mean that the market is ripe for strategic innovation rather than reactive adjustments. The lack of movement in hiring, court opinions, and lobbying clusters points to a period of policy consolidation rather than expansion. This stagnation in hiring and lobbying suggests that agencies are in a holding pattern, which for savvy portfolio managers could signal an opportunity to position for future growth when these factors inevitably shift. Court opinions and lobbying clusters often serve as early indicators of policy change or industry pressure points. Their current dormancy might imply that the market is mispricing certain sectors, assuming stability when volatility could be on the horizon. Managers who understand these subtleties may find mispriced assets within their portfolios, positioning themselves advantageously for when the policy terrain shifts. In this environment, the smart moves lie in understanding the interplay between legislative signals and the current hiring and lobbying landscape. While the board is quiet on certain fronts, the opportunity for strategic positioning has never been more pronounced. The current market is characterized by a dynamic funding climate shaped by legislative and executive policy shifts, actively reshaping demand conditions. As portfolio managers, you should be asking, how are these policy changes influencing the allocation of funds across sectors? Are we optimizing our submission strategies to align with these evolving priorities? What measures can we implement to ensure our portfolio remains agile and responsive to these shifts? In this environment, our conviction is clear. Success hinges on our ability to anticipate policy-driven demand and strategically position our submissions to capitalize on emerging opportunities. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. The GPS Portfolio Realignment Review cohort closes after this brief. When this window closes, on some senses, the terrain that justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GPS 100. communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite. 46 million records, 4 verticals ready, provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free, and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm about to disconnect you in 5 seconds due